Enough! We have to sort this out before the start of the talks tomorrow. Both delegations have until 4 a.m. to agree my draft proposals on the holy sites of Jerusalem. If by then I don't receive messages from both delegations in my hotel, I shall go back to New York and spend the week with my kids.
Go on. No, it's all right. We're just having a little look at the pre-conference negotiations. Yeah, wait a minute.
That's what you told me. Goodbye.
What? Oh, yeah, sorry. A name for a legend. Yeah, well, if she's young and sexy, it's got to be Isabel. Yeah, bye.
Who's Isabel?
I've no idea what you're talking about.
I know you, Adam. You're always using names of girls you fancy, legends.
Anyway, what are you doing here? There's an agreement. This is off limits to MI6 at the moment.
Access all areas.
Well, you're early. The peace talks don't start till tomorrow. Technically, I could have you arrested.
Oh, I love it when you're forceful, darling, but really, wouldn't it look a bit silly to have your own wife arrested?
The it couple of the British security services.
Patricia Norton, is there no stopping this woman? Mwah.
Fiona and Adam, looking as handsome as ever. Will you guys never learn? Just as you shouldn't bug UN headquarters, you're not supposed to listen in to these talks.
It's our job to be one step ahead.
Well, since you are both here, what did you think of my ultimatum? And don't say you weren't listening.
Will it work?
Oh, I hope so.
Cute big suicide bomb in Tel Aviv that ruins it all.
Oh, nothing we can do about that.
Middle East peace talks did always bring out the extremists.
Oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me.
If you're interested in extremists, Adam, look into David Swift.
What, the newspaper proprietor?
And a fanatical Israeli group calling itself the November Committee.
Why?
We are trying to save the peace process. They're trying to derail it.
I've got to get to my hotel and await those phone calls. Bye, darling Adam. Take care of that beautiful wife.
I will.
Excuse me, where are we going? This isn't the way to my hotel. Where are we going? Excuse me, can you hear me? Help me! Help me! Help me!
Okay, Chris, your Hackney Central Library card and your Sheikh Bar keyring.
How come you're the smart PhD and I'm the activist?
Well, who's the financial genius?
Me?
So, if Nicholas Ashworth and the Palestine Freedom Campaign are channeling funds to terror groups, we're going to need your genius to uncover it. Oh, speak of the devil.
Friends and relatives killed, houses bulldozed, a great big security fence that cuts you off from work, and you want to know why the Palestinians are angry?
So angry that they blow up houses full of innocent people. And you support these terrorists,
No.
yes?
No, I can understand the heroism of their sacrifice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you the British MP who thinks that terrorists who blow up children
I
are
have never
heroes.
said-
And that is presumably why your campaign is prepared to offer them a great deal more than just moral support.
That's how...
Swift seems to be enjoying taking on Ashworth. Right, we've got to make tracks. Have you got your little toy?
Malcolm's improved the zoom and the control sensitivity so it can almost look around corners.
There you. Okay, listen, just let yourself in and I'll see you when I get back.
So Will's got a key now?
Well, yeah, he gave me one for his place, so I just thought... You don't mind, do you?
Why should I mind?
Until we are seen to value a Palestinian life as highly as any other, we in the West Bank will stand accused of the most rank hypocrisy. And unless we abandon our cynical indifference to their suffering, it will not just be the Palestinian farmers who reap a bitter harvest.
Okay, well, I think you'll agree that was both shocking and inspiring. Earlier tonight, you may have seen the less edifying spectacle of my appearance on TV with the owner of this newspaper. David Swift repeated the lie peddled in his newspaper that our campaign supports suicide bombers. I can tell you that I'll be asking some questions in Parliament shortly about his connection. In the meantime, we're lucky to have here tonight Catherine Townsend, who made the film we've just seen. Catherine.
The day that I finished my film, a volunteer from this campaign was escorting Palestinian farmers to their fields. He was shot by the Israeli Defense Forces.
Okay, I've been accessing the computer of the Palestine Freedom Campaign and going through the account's database and...
Is something wrong, Harry?
Catherine. I thought she was in Tel Aviv.
What, do you know her?
Catherine's my daughter.
Her surname?
Yeah, it's her mother's maiden name. She took it after the divorce.
You didn't know your daughter was mixed up in the Palestine Freedom Campaign?
No. Well, you could always rely on Catherine to find the bird with the broken wing. Emotion over intellect. Suppose you have to expect that. Brother was the one with the brains. Shall we crack on?
Right. The man with Ashworth is Richard Hollins, a campaign volunteer.
What's going on there?
Well, if it's what we think it is, and it looks like Ashworth's got himself a boyfriend. It's not going to play very well with his mates in the Middle East, is it?
Right, can we check it out, please? Some snaps. Do you know any good photographers, Zoe?
Adam, special branch on the secure line.
Ruth, where's that information on extremist Israeli groups I asked you for?
Yeah, I was working on it.
What about the November Committee?
Adam, what's going on?
Some bloody lunatics have just kidnapped the UN's chief negotiator.
What, Patricia Nelson?
Didn't return to her hotel, mobile's been sabotaged. Peace talks have been suspended. Zoe, when's your next meeting with Nicholas Ashworth?
Tomorrow.
Make it today. I need to know what he meant about David Swift's connections.
The newspaper guy? What's David Swift got to do with it?
Just before she was abducted, Patricia warned me about both him and a far-right extremist group called the November Committee. See what Ashworth knows.
All right, I'll say I've got a problem with my thesis or something.
Yeah, we'll take along one of Swift's newspapers, see if that gets a reaction.
Okay. Nicholas.
Laura, hi.
Hi, have you got a minute?
Not really. I need to get back to Parliament. The peace talks have been suspended.
Why? What's happened?
That's what I'm going to find out. Can we walk and talk?
Yeah. You see, it's just that my supervisor's been really aggressive about the research proposal that you helped me with. I was just wondering if you could take a look at it. Just tell me if you think it's being reasonable or not.
Okay, hand it over. You read that rubbish?
No. Always best to know how your enemy thinks.
I should sue David Swift for some of the lies he's allowed them to print about their campaign. Our volunteers have been killed over there, Laura. I have information from good Middle East sources about some of his connections.
Really? What sort of connections?
Bad connections. We'll talk more tomorrow. But really have to go now.
Bad connections. He didn't say what, but I could find out tomorrow.
We can't wait until tomorrow. Time's running out for Patricia.
Special branch have got a massive hunt underway. What do you want to do?
I need to know if Swift and the November Committee are involved in her disappearance. I need access to Swift's office.
All right, but I know nothing about this.
Right, Danny, I'll need you as wingman tonight.
Take Zoe. We can take Zoe off Ashworth, but I want to keep a presence in the campaign office.
Okay, Zoe? OK, the security guard's bought the unfaithful girlfriend story, but he's only given me a couple of minutes to look through her desk, so keep an eye on him.
He's holding the £50 note you gave him up to the light. OK, Adam, you've got to get out of there.
Yeah, just a couple more seconds.
Well, you haven't got them.
Come on. I found this in her desk. You won't believe the text messages. Oh, Malcolm, this contains the hard disk that I copied from David Swift's office. I need it de-encrypted.
Excellent.
Quick as one of your crosswords, please. Pass the results to Ruth for analysis. As you know, a United Nations diplomat has been kidnapped. And I believe an extremist pro-Israeli group called the November Committee is responsible.
The West Bank and Gaza Strip, occupied by the Israelis since the Six-Day War of 1967. But Israel's most stunning military victory has been the source of her greatest conflicts ever since.
Solution? A viable state for the Palestinian population in exchange for peace. A fading possibility that Patricia was trying to rescue at the peace talks.
The November Committee was set up to combat any such solution.
And David Swift?
An extreme neoconservative with friends in high places. They see Israel as the most important battleground in global conflict. For Swift and his friends in Israel and Washington, radical and previously unthinkable solutions are required.
And what are these solutions?
Greater Israel. Annex the West Bank and force the Palestinians out.
This belongs to Swift. The Hebrew engraved on the blade means security through a greater Israel.
Which is the slogan of the November Committee. They had reason to hate Patricia Norton, not just because she was an advocate of the two-state solution, but because she insisted that any future Palestinian state had to be viable.
Yeah. OK. They found the car that took Patricia Norton.
Where?
Near Grays in Essex.
Let's get on it now.
Quick word in my office, Danny. Bad business.
Adam knew Patricia well.
Always best to keep personal feelings out of these matters. How's it going on the campaign?
Well, trying to account for where all the money comes from and where it's going. Very laborious.
Good, good. And my daughter. You seen her?
Bit of a rising star in the world of documentaries. I think she lived out in Tel Aviv for a while. She's making another film following campaign volunteers who are preparing to go out to the West Bank.
Well, that should have the crowds flocking to the cinemas. I want you to talk to her. And wear a wire.
You're going to listen in?
Well, Adam's busy with Patricia Norton and I'm taking over the operation.
Right.
You may need to wander off piste a little with her in case she gets suspicious. But be careful, she can be tricky.
Tricky?
Argumentative, irrational, moody. Hates to be told she's wrong.
I see. Well, I'll tread carefully.
Thanks, Danny.
Enjoy the film?
You're
Chris, from the Palestine Freedom Campaign.
right.
I thought that was great.
Scorsese is so overrated.
You're wrong. He's a genius.
I'm wrong.
Going on anyway.
Why?
I was just going to offer to buy you a beer. And put you straight about Scorsese.
I would like to see you try.
Great. Where do you want to go?
That does not mean yes.
Oh, why not?
So you're going out to the West Bank soon?
Yeah. My mum is worried about me going.
Well, she should be. Israeli Defense Forces sometimes interpret the orange jackets of the peace activists as meaning interfering foreign busybody, please shoot to me.
Don't your parents worry about what you do? I mean, you must get in the line of fire from time to time.
My mum does.
And your dad?
My dad's dead.
Ah.
Or he might as well be anyway.
Families, eh?
Yeah. Look, I should go.
Right.
Thanks for the drink.
See you at the campaign office?
Yeah, it'll be nice. Bye.
Bye.
They're on the way in.
I'm so sorry, Adam.
Such a bloody stupid waste.
Forensics are saying that she shot herself.
Well, she went into a field and blasted her own head off. Give me a break.
Said wander off peace, not start a bloody avalanche. Right. The suicide note they found with Patricia's body blamed the pressure of an extramarital affair.
Her idea of infidelity was taking a coffee break during negotiations.
We've done it. We've broken the encryption code for Swift's computer files. He's definitely part of the November committee, and there's a list.
What sort of list?
Targets, habits, finances, sexual preferences, and next to each name is a code. Nablus means blackmail. Bethlehem appears to be threaten. Hebron, surveillance, and Janine.
Patricia was Janine.
Swift communicates by email with an agent called Phoebe. The agent uses a laptop from various phone lines. Swift's agent sent the last message from this location.
That's the Palestine Freedom Campaign address.
Looks like we're not the only ones watching Ashworth.
Well, Nicholas Ashworth has long alleged that he would be the target of an Israeli assassination team.
Which was rightly discounted as a mixture of vanity and paranoia.
Well, he's high on the November committee list.
What's Ashworth's destination?
Hebron.
Well, it's only surveillance then.
/Janine.
I mean, they've got an agent in there watching him, and when they find out all they need to know, they'll kill him.
Ashworth's not the only one at risk here. It's everybody in the campaign.
I should warn Ashworth.
Not yet.
Well, when?
Not yet. Look, if we don't stop the November committee, we can say goodbye to peace in the Middle East. Let me do this my way, Harry.
Okay, Adam, but no rash moves. Until we know exactly what we're doing, we keep Swift at arm's length.
Your driver looked like he needed a tea break. Hop in.
A spook. You might have chosen a more conventional appointment.
I'm unconventional, Spook.
You'll grow out of it. What do you want?
I know.
What do you mean?
I know.
What is this? Are you trying to scare me?
Patricia Norton was murdered.
Are you insane?
To stop her from reaching a settlement.
The security services are meant to be the subject of conspiracy theories, not the peddlers of them.
Except in this case, there is a conspiracy. To sabotage any peace talks that contemplate the possibility of a Palestinian state.
You're dreaming if you think a Palestinian state can achieve peace. Nobody wants peace more than I do.
Peace for a greater Israel and death to your opponents?
You don't achieve peace through appeasement. I'm amazed you people haven't learned that lesson. Now, would you mind? A word of advice. This is far too big for a middle-ranking spook. You're out of your depth.
I said no rash moves. How much more clearly do I have to spell it out?
It wasn't a rash move. You shake the tree and see what flies out. If their agent in the campaign even so much as twitches as a result of my conversation with Swift, we found an asset we can use to destroy both him and the November Committee.
Yes, I know what you're doing, Adam, but it's bloody dangerous. And if anybody gets hurt, there will be consequences.
You're forgetting, Harry. Somebody already has been hurt. My poor fool is hanged.
What?
We need to watch over him. Seeing his daughter like that was a big shock, but the last thing we need right now is for Harry to go all King Lear on us. Ruth, let's listen in on everybody in that campaign, mobiles and emails as well.
What are you doing here?
God, you made me jump. What are you doing here?
I asked first.
I haven't got the internet at home. Some nights I let myself in to use it.
Oh, searching for porn.
Do I look like the kind of guy who would collude in the objectification of women's bodies?
In the sense that you look like a guy, yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just making some notes for some shoot tomorrow.
How's the film going?
Pretty well. I'm sorry about running off like that the other night. I just really hate talking about my father.
I can understand that.
He's just a bully. He's always belittled what I've done.
I thought you hated talking about him.
You're right. I owe you a drink.
Yes, you do. Now?
Well, unless you wanted to.
Nah. Girls can wait.
Those are the ones you wanted. Ashworth getting touchy-feely with his boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nice to know MI5 doesn't hold a man's sexuality against him.
No, we just like to know what's going on. For the files.
Which ones do you want printed?
All of them.
Ah, kinky. Well, we won't put these on the files now.
Oh, they're lovely.
You're lovely. You know I don't want anybody else, don't you?
Oh, good.
Ever. Which is why I think we should get married.
So you can do the wedding photos. Can I keep these? This is another interrogation. I told you, I'm unbreakable. There's not a technique in the world.
Come on. This is so simple, Zoe.
Nothing. No evidence suggesting the Palestine Freedom Campaign are channeling funds to terrorist groups. I've been through their computers with a fine-tooth comb, and there's no sign of any November Committee agents either.
You know, we should warn Ashworth. We might not like his politics, but it doesn't mean that they're a threat to national security.
And I can't be in there indefinitely.
Don't be too sure about that.
Adam, you have to listen to this phone intercept.
What's so important that you have to meet me?
Information about Nicholas Ashworth.
It's Catherine.
Harry's daughter? What the hell's she doing talking to Swift?
What kind of information?
I really can't discuss it on the phone. This has to be done face to face.
I'll get back to you. Wait until you hear from me.
She's the agent for the November Committee.
Who authorized the intercept on Catherine's mobile?
I did.
Why didn't you consult me?
It was an operational decision.
Which applied to everyone in the campaign.
Everyone in the campaign is not my daughter.
Look, I went to the offices very late the other night to go through some computer records, and Catherine was there too.
Oh, well, that's conclusive. Prepare the electrodes, Ruth. We'll soon get it out of her.
She was using a laptop.
Which is usually how Swift communicates with his agent.
I know you're upset, Harry, but there's something else.
Something else? That's your bloody middle name.
Shouting at Ruth won't help.
It's okay. After we got the intercept, we ran a more detailed background check on Catherine.
Background? I'm her background.
Yes, you are, but we've subsequently found out that while she was in Tel Aviv, she was seeing this man. His name is Gilad Lasker, and he's a member of Israeli military intelligence. With links like this, Catherine could be a double agent working undercover for Swift.
We're checking him out, but we have to suspect that he may be the person who recruited her for the November committee.
Then I have to protect her.
Harry, you need to take a step back.
Yes, Adam, that'll help. Been doing that for 20 years with her, and look where it's got me.
Okay, look, he's right. Our evidence, while strong, is not conclusive. Danny, stay close to her. I want you to try and find out more about her time in Israel and this Gilad Lasker character.
I have a visual on the target. Control, there's a complication.
What's the problem, Bravo 2?
We've got company.
No, don't do this.
So, what is it that made you need to meet me so urgently?
She's in danger.
At the moment, Harry, you're the biggest danger to her.
Can't let anyone hurt her.
Nobody will hurt her. I promise. Catherine's swimming in some very dangerous waters. I think we should reel her in.
Reel her in?
Turn her. It's the best way of getting her out of this mess.
I have to protect her. Underneath all the attitude, she's still a naive and foolish girl.
She's not, actually. However she's involved in this, she's not a teenager anymore. In fact, she's really funny and smart.
Stay on her, Danny. Choose the best time to turn her.
Are you asking me on a date?
Well, no, I wouldn't call it a date.
Oh, what would you call it?
Okay, look, what I'd really like is to take a look at your footage.
What?
Okay, that sounded a bit... look, you said some of the volunteers were naive about what to expect out there.
All of them?
No, but I want to know what it's going to be like when I go, you know, get a feel for what volunteers actually do.
You got a video player?
Yeah?
I could bring around the Palestinian film that I made.
That would be great, except my video chews up tapes.
Ah. Okay, we'll come round to my flat. I'll give you the address later.
You sure?
As long as you bring a bottle of wine. I bought a bottle of bubbly. Celebrate our whirlwind engagement.
Excellent. When's the happy day?
Zoe, so you've met my brother, Andy. Meet Zoe. Be nice.
Yes, I mean, I'm the black sheep of the family.
Pain in the arse, more like.
Yeah, and you are a dark horse.
Yeah, well, I was just choosing the right time, you know, when I was going to tell you.
Well, better late than never. I'll get the glasses.
I thought you were leaving.
Hey, I can't normally afford a bottle of Bollinger.
You can't normally afford a bus pass. Oi.
So, Zoe, what do you do?
I'm in insurance.
Ooh, that must be a white knuckle roller coaster ride of a career.
It has its moments.
To the happy couple.
Yeah.
Where's the one about the siege at the Church of the Nativity?
Who's this?
That's my mom.
And, this?
That's Gil.
Unusual name?
Israeli. They're not all bad.
They usually are when they're in uniform.
All Israelis do military service.
Except those who refuse. Besides, he is no conscript.
It's no big deal.
No big deal. He might have given the order to shoot campaign volunteers or bulldoze houses.
Shin Bet deal with the occupied territories. Gil was in military intelligence.
You were seeing someone from Israeli military intelligence?
He's the reason that I left Tel Aviv.
Well, forgive me for being a little suspicious of someone who had a relationship with a man from Israeli military intelligence and is now filming campaign volunteers.
Oh, God. Look. I'm not an Israeli spy. I'd hardly have Gil's photograph on display if it was. All right. You've got to swear not to tell anybody what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Before I left Tel Aviv, Gil told me about this group of far-right Israeli extremists called the November Committee. They've got friends in very high places and, well, that's what I'm really trying to make my film about.
Never heard of them.
Well, that doesn't mean they don't exist. Gil hated them. He told me that one of the most important leaders lives over here.
Who?
It doesn't matter, but I called this guy and I arranged to meet him for lunch with a hidden camera. I told him that was a convert, that I could get him lots of information on Nicholas Ashworth. I could even get him footage of the volunteers.
He could have you killed.
Well, it's a risk worth taking for a documentary like that, isn't it?
No. What did this guy say?
He said that he was interested. He was a bit too interested, actually. I had to remove his hand from my leg a few times.
Somebody as powerful as him would have no way of finding out everything about you.
Do you think that they might come for me tonight?
Maybe not tonight, but...
Because I was thinking that perhaps that I should have somebody to stay with me.
Catherine,
Stay with me.
I can't.
Stay.
Yeah.
Danny, it's Ruth.
Hey.
Our newspaper string has been offered some photos.
And?
The photos are of Nicholas Ashworth and his male lover.
So?
Well, they sent the kid packing, but not before finding out that he obtained them from his photographer brother.
Who's the brother, Ruth?
Zoe's boyfriend, Will North. Looks like Will gave the photos to his brother to sell.
Okay, do nothing, speak to nobody. I'll deal with this. Listen, this is really important. I need protection for Catherine.
Protection? But she's...
No, she isn't. Look, tell Harry she is definitely not the November Committee agent.
Oh, Danny, that's fantastic news.
I'm coming in to talk to Harry, but sort someone out to come over and keep an eye on the house.
Chris?
We know who you are. Shh, shh. You listening? Stop with your stupid undercover games, because we know everything about you, Catherine. It's all right. I'm not going to kill you now, because you're going to give a message to your daddy. Back off. You got that? Hmm?
Miss me already? Hey, calm down. Look, just take deep breaths. What's happened? I'll be right there. Control, this is Kestrel. I need backup at Cub's Lair.
So Catherine doesn't work for Swift?
No.
She's just making a film?
That's all she's ever been, Harry. A filmmaker.
And how did they know she was my daughter?
What's Swift saying with this message? Back off. I'm too powerful for you. He's given our tree a good shake, but we can use that.
And now he'll be watching, looking for the bird to fly up.
So we pull Danny out of the campaign and make it look as if we've removed our agent.
Which will make Swift overconfident.
Exactly. It'll appear as if we've lost.
Why don't we just hit him now?
No, we need the November Committee network. Swift will never give us that.
So we pull Danny and put Swift on 24-hour surveillance.
Oh, we can do better than that. We can get a tracking device on him.
Now, how do we get that on him?
Catherine's information on the Swift libido is very useful. I have an idea, but it requires a woman who's ruthless, immoral, vicious, and utterly lacking in human sympathy.
Who?
My wife. Okay, this will get you into the launch of the new food and drink supplement. And you are?
Karen Bailey, food critic and sexual connoisseur.
Okay, kitten, let's go. He's interested.
How'd you know?
She just touched her right ear. If it had been her left, it would have meant no chance. He's going to buy her a drink. He's hinting about sex.
Seem very relaxed about that.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that on one of these operations I can finally get rid of her.
Yeah, of course you are.
She's taking him upstairs. Change cameras. Hello, David. How does it feel to have just kissed goodbye to your beloved newspaper? Okay, let's get her out of there.
Okay, Bravo 2, call her and give her a get-out clause. Then get all the tapes numbered and sent back to the grid.
How did he react to your sudden departure?
Naturally very disappointed. Still, no arguing with a child with meningitis, is there? You're not jealous, are you?
Excuse me, I've just had to watch my wife kissing a man who had the audacity to describe me as a middle-ranking spook.
You were loving it.
Was I really?
Yeah, you can't even hide it.
Why? Because I'm such a predictable, typical male, right?
No. If you were so predictable and typical, I would always come back to you. You work for my father.
Look, you can understand why we were suspicious of you. I mean, first there was your relationship with somebody from Israeli military intelligence, then your phone call and meetings with Swift.
You work for my father.
Look, the November Committee wanted to derail the peace.
Oh, you don't get it, do you?
You work out that I'm not a November Committee spy, so you think I might as well shag her now for good measure?
No, it wasn't like
I trusted you.
affect you as well. Too much, unfortunately.
Oh, sure.
Look, please, please.
You work for my father.
It'd bring you a whole world of pain if I told him what we did, wouldn't it?
Look, Catherine.
Seen Graham recently. Remember your son, one with the brains, you always said.
Just wanted him to do well.
Isn't doing very well, is he?
No.
I don't know what you want from me. Do you want absolution? I forgive you. I'm a grown woman. I don't play blame the parents any longer.
You said I might as well be dead.
He was spying on me even then?
Don't blame him.
Oh, my God.
I made him wear a wire.
Oh.
I wanted to hear your voice, and it was the only way. I wanted to show you this.
A file on me? Well, that makes sense.
I was proud of you.
Yeah, funny way of showing it. What's this?
When you were a baby, your mother was teaching that to her A-level students.
Once more the storm is howling, and half hid under this cradle hood and coverlid, my child sleeps on. Dad. Don't, Dad. We better go, it's too windy.
Who else did you tell that your father worked for British intelligence?
Only Nicholas Ashworth.
Thanks, Danny.
Colin's got Swift's diary from hacking into his secretary's computer.
Meeting with city financiers in half an hour.
Which he's cancelled at the last minute, pleading too much work.
So we'd expect him to stay in his office. Our girl on reception will tell us...
He's leaving the building.
Good. Move surveillance team into position.
It's our first anniversary tonight. He thinks we're going to a restaurant.
We've sorted out the finances, so he has a motive for suicide.
I'll do it in the campaign offices.
Good. It's possible MI5 may still be following me, so take precautions.
What about the girl?
You just worry about Ashworth.
The boyfriend?
It's a terrible betrayal.
Well, they're not messing about. This is a war of civilizations for them.
That's how Swift has known everything. That's how he knew about Catherine. Pillow talk from Ashworth to the November committee agent.
Well, we've got a surveillance team on Richard Hollins. We'll tell Ashworth and get him out of danger.
They're going to a restaurant tonight. It's their anniversary. We could put him in outside.
Okay, good.
Location of target 1?
Okay, it seems Ashworth and his boyfriend have gone to the campaign office.
But they're supposed to be meeting at the restaurant.
Yeah, I know.
What, anybody else in the campaign?
No.
Listen, I'm gonna need backup. Get Danny there right away.
I want to tell you about my sister. She was called Phoebe.
Why are you doing this?
Everybody loved her. She was funny, clever. She had a great life ahead of her. Then one day she boarded a bus in Jerusalem. And 2 stops later, a Hamas suicide bomber joined her.
Who are you?
Phoebe was killed by the people you support.
Understand, not support.
I'm sorry it's you, Nicholas.
Nobody will believe I committed suicide.
They will. When I explain that you've been depressed recently,
Scared that a newspaper might discover your secret account with funds from a Saudi businessman?
And how will you explain me?
Don't come any nearer, Laura.
It's over, Richard. I'm an officer of the British Security Services. Backup's arriving as we speak.
Sit down. I'm truly sorry about your sister. She was wearing a red skirt that day.
You know what? It can't just go on and on. An eye for an eye.
Oh, spare me the cliche. Huh? Making the whole world blind.
There are too many people with stories of unbearable pain and suffering. There has to be a peaceful solution.
There will be a peaceful solution, yeah. When Arab murderers are driven from Judea and Samaria.
Richard, cut him down.
No. I'm sorry, Laura.
Throw it down! Stay down! Stay down! Stay down!
You're MI5.
Yeah. Hey, look on the bright side. We just saved your life.
How did you get in here?
We've got your agent.
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Your men are being rounded up as we speak. And my boss is greatly looking forward to talking to whoever it was who threatened his daughter.
You can't touch me.
I thought you might say that.
And then he took me up to the hotel room. And when I said I only wanted a drink, he did this. He tried to rape me.
We recreated the teeth marks from the food you ate at the party. We also have DNA and CCTV footage. Grievous bodily harm with intent, contrary to Section 18 of the Offences Against the Person Act, and attempted rape. They're not charges which enhance your reputation.
What do you want?
You lose your paper. You leave the country. It doesn't interest me where you go, although I gather you're not welcome in the country you claim to be defending. Maybe one of your tax havens. It's a small price to pay for the murder of a brilliant and principled woman. You bastard.
In a surprise announcement today, the media proprietor David Swift has announced that he is selling his flagship newspaper to concentrate on his US and European publications. Citing falling sales and a depressed market, Mr. Swift said...
Gotcha.
Harry's just seen Catherine off.
Yeah.
You two got on pretty well, didn't you?
Yeah, until she found out who I really was.
Why did that make her so angry? You didn't. Oh, Danny.
Zoe, I managed to save these from being mauled by security.
They're from Will. You know what? I've got something to tell you anyway. Will asked me to marry him, and I said yeah.
When?
Last night. Oh, thanks, Malcolm.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
wish you wouldn't go back.
I have to.
Could be in danger over there.
Making films is what I do. I'm not some naive little girl.
I know that now. Actually, my officer rather chastised me about my patronizing attitude towards you.
Your officer?
The one you know as Chris? Even when you were a suspected November Committee agent, he was singing your praises.
Well, say goodbye from me. Tell him that he was wrong about Scorsese.
I'm sorry if I've been a bad father. I don't expect you to forgive everything, just to understand that I would like things to be better between us.
Bye, Dad. Thanks.
Considering that all hatred driven hence, the soul recovers radical innocence.